Hello guys, it's Kingpin Cinema here, back with QB999 in part 2 of our Final Fantasy XIII retrospective review.
Wading through the crap lake.
So, we have the story to this game, and we're going to attempt to describe the story to this game.
Well, here, first off, let's explain the way the game does. You start off on a train. Oh, by the way, this rips off heavily Final Fantasy VII. You're an ex-soldier starting out on a train. So, basically, you were on Cocoon. Apparently, there was a foul sea spotted in a Cocoon city, and fear of Elysi spawned by the foul sea inspired so much fear that they're now doing a purge of all the possible Elysi to Pulse.
Now,
did you get all that?
Did you understand a fucking word he just said?
Because that's as much explanation as the game gives you.
I was so lost in this game for the first 5 hours, I had no idea on what was going on. The game expects you to do research by reading data logs. If I wanted to read a book, I'd go to Borders and buy a book. If you don't have the courtesy to tell us on what's going on right off the bat, I'm not going to do the research. I'm just not.
And it would be so much easier to change the names too. They have to give such convoluted names. Instead of fallacy, just say God. Instead of Elysi, just say minion or disciple, something like that.
Yeah.
Instead of Purge actually kind of explains itself.
it's a self-explanatory.
Pulse. Like, you don't know what Pulse is? Call it the lower world. Yeah, because that's what it is.
People are just throwing out all these random names. They all know what it means, but we as the audience are just kind of like, wait, what? Who?
And they don't even give you like a... They don't even do the cliche, wait, what are we fighting again?
Well, no, they do that in the beginning of the game.
But it's still not explained.
Because it's like, who's Sanctum? Oh, they're a private military force. Okay, that's all I needed to know. A little exposition here.
Anyway, okay. Fal'Cie are basically gods that rule over this world. They're
essentially dicks. That's the easiest way to describe them, because they're just like, you know what?
They have great powers to do one thing, but one very specific thing. If they need something else done, they'll grab a human and turn them into something called a Elysi.
See, back in the old days on Grand Pulse, there were many Fal'Cie, and they were like, look at these humans. Fuck them. We're just going to randomly, indiscriminately take as many humans as we can and make them into Elysi.
Now, as a Elysi, you get a function or a focus, which you're not really told what it is. You're kind of given like vague flashes of what it is.
They say bugger off and figure it out on your own, asshole.
Now, if you manage to do your focus, they say you're granted eternal life and you turn to crystal. Okay, I'm kind of fucked that way. If you don't do the focus, then you're turned into a mindless monster called a Seath. So either way, you're boned.
Damned if you do and damned if you don't.
It's whatever you prefer.
So people and a few Fal'Cie are like, well, this place sucks. Let's go build a new home called Cocoon, which is like
a big floating moon up in the sky, basically.
Think of like the Death Star but hollow, and everybody lives in the interior, and it's up orbiting the planet. Now these
Fal'Cie will take Elysi, but only when it's absolutely necessary, as opposed to Grand Pulse ones who just do it indiscriminately.
Which are just big dicks, and they're just like, fuck these humans, we're just gonna kill them all.
Anyway, so all the heroes are here in this one town on Cocoon during the Purge, all there for kind of like their own reasons, but eventually come together. A couple of them are there to find one person who's stuck on a Fal'Cie, one of the big gods flying through the city. Now, when they all go on there, they fight the Fal'Cie, they kill it, and get turned into Elysi themselves.
Yeah, everybody gets turned into a Elysi. And so one thing I thought was, like, really funny, when the Fal'Cie dies, he, like, blows up and destroys this whole floating city, then turns this whole lake into crystal, forever making it into a useless wasteland to everyone. And the first thing that Snow says for his focus, let's save Cocoon! You just fucking blew up half of it! Why? Like, nobody bats an eye. Like, nobody goes, oh, wasn't there a city floating up here, like, 5 minutes ago, and it's gone? Did we just kill, like, 100,000 people? Is, like, everybody dead? Nobody cares!
Technicality. Anyway, the entire game is them trying to figure out what their focus is for sure. And that's mostly the entire game.
That's, like, 2/3 of the game there.
Finally, they come across, like, the Space Pope.
Yeah, the Space Pope, the main villain, Bartanis, who basically just tells him, alright, you need to kill this dude named Orphan, so Cocoon can die, and then the goddess will return and basically recreate everything. Why? So that we Fal'Cie can be better. Why? I had
because
nothing. It's a Saturday afternoon. I had nothing better to do.
All right, now this is where it starts to get weird. Is that
that's saying something? You just think about that.
They choose early on. We don't want to destroy Cocoon. We need to find a way to save Cocoon. So what do? They do exactly what he wants, and they go and fight Orphan.
Well, before any of that, they're like, we're gonna escape our focus, go to Grand Pulse, and find if there's a way we can remove our brands and not become l'Cie. And they go there and basically waste 5 hours of my life.
Just to go right back to Cocoon.
And then it's like, Bartanis is like, okay, I need you to do your job. Then he attacks you. Tries to kill you.
And then he helps you after you kill him.
Now, I'm going to put this in a little bit of perspective here. Your characters, your whole party, are entirely crucial to Bartanis' plan. So why the fuck is he always trying to kill you? It's never explained. He sends the army after you to kill you. He puts you in the Ark that could potentially kill you. He attacks you himself that has potential of killing you. Why is he always trying to kill you? Remember, you're the whole reason for his plan to work. And he's always trying to kill you.
Yeah. And then, of course, the final boss is Orphan. Which, by the way, you don't want to fight, but for whatever reason you are, because to save Cocoon, you have to destroy it. I don't know. But anyway, so Orphan apparently is also part of this plan where he wants to die so that the Maker will come. He wants to, but still he's very dead set on killing you, though, and stopping you from completing your mission.
Yeah, it's like, we're gonna prevent Orphan from dying by killing Orphan. If Orphan dies, Cocoon dies. So to save Cocoon, we're gonna kill Orphan.
How does that make any sense? I don't know.
There's no logic with any of this.
Okay, we need to take a break and continue this in a couple minutes, because I think I'm having an aneurysm.
I have a splitting headache here, and we're gonna take a break and come back for part 3, because there's more to say.
Plenty more.
There's a lot more to be said.